Okay, now welcome back again. Before we just move on to start our Bayesian analysis, multi-level Bayesian analysis by Stan, we have some kind of housekeeping that needs to be done. The first one is that we have to just do some kind of, categorizations of some of the variables that we have in our data sets. If you remember, we just education level, and also we just bar plots to show that. You remember that when we just executed the line for the education, we saw that the education ranges from, let's say, for example, 6 goes all the way to 23. In order to make a categories of that, I didn't use that every single education level. I tried to define an intervals for each, then the variations between each interval in my data analysis. In order to do that, I'm just going to use the find interval functions within the base package, and I'm just going to define, the education level, of the data sets, and define and combine the levels which I just want to define the interval with. I say, okay, for example, I have the 12, and I choose 16, I choose 18, I choose 20, and I choose 23, which defines the interval from 6 to 12, from 12 to 16, and also and for the rest. I'm just going to execute the line, and based on the thing which I created, that object shows that the intervals which is created for the education level of the participants who were referred to the clinics. And also, I'm going to do the same thing. Remember, for the social economic statutes, we had these ones. We had ranges between 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to do what? I'm just going to use the same functions as a find interval to categorize, these socioeconomic statutes between these levels. Then I'm going to execute the line, and by doing that, I have categorized, two features, which was the first one was the education, and the other one was the socioeconomic status. We're just going to work extensively with that concept. And why did we just categorize these two features when we just go back to the high level, a multi-level hierarchical Bayesian analysis, specifically when we are writing the codes for the Stan. And there, when we are just working in the Stan scripts, you will see that you appreciate the usefulness of categorizing these two features, which is going to be education and also socioeconomic status. Okay, that's pretty much about the categorizations. On the next tutorial, we're going to talk about the methods that we're just going to use to impute the missing values in the features of the datasets.